Eala is an amazing player, and I think it's going to be a very tough match for me.
The cameras captured a calm expression, but beneath that calm was one of the biggest moments of Alex Eala's young career. Before stepping onto the court, she showed nothing but confidence and respect for her opponent, admitting that it would be an extremely difficult battle against a player with world-class experience. Those words were not just polite pre-match comments. They reflected the challenge standing across the net, a former world number 4 and Olympic gold medalist and one of the toughest competitors on the WTA Tour. For Alex Eala, this wasn't simply another tournament match. It was another opportunity to prove that her remarkable rise was no accident. Every tournament over the past few months had pushed her closer to the sport's elite, but the biggest question remained unanswered. Could she consistently defeat players who had already reached the very top of women's tennis? The opening set suggested that experience might once again prevail. Her opponent dictated many of the important points, absorbing pressure with remarkable composure and forcing Eala to play from behind. Although the Filipina star produced flashes of brilliant tennis, she eventually surrendered the first set 6-4. For many young players, losing the opening set against a champion of that caliber is enough to shake confidence. Instead, Eala walked to her chair looking completely composed. She wasn't frustrated, she wasn't rushing. She quietly adjusted her strings, took a deep breath, and prepared for the next chapter of the match. That simple moment would soon become the turning point. The second set quickly developed into a tense battle where every service game carried enormous pressure. Both players knew the importance of maintaining momentum, and neither was willing to give an inch. Long rallies pushed them from corner to corner, while every point demanded complete focus. Then came what looked like the decisive blow. With the score at 4-3 in the second set, Eala was broken at love. Suddenly, the momentum swung heavily toward her opponent. The stadium sensed that the match might be slipping away, and many expected the Olympic champion to finish the job from there. But Alex Eala had different plans. Instead of allowing disappointment to linger, she responded immediately. She stepped back onto the court with renewed determination and broke serve right back without dropping a point. It was a stunning response that completely changed the energy inside the stadium. Confidence began flowing through her game. Her ground strokes became cleaner, her movement sharper, and every rally seemed to shift in her favor. She held serve comfortably, then attacked again, earning another crucial break to steal the second set 6-4. What happened next was even more impressive. The momentum never left her racket. She stormed through the opening games of the deciding set, racing to a commanding 4-0 lead. Every winner seemed louder than the last, while her opponent struggled to find answers against Eala's relentless pressure. By the time the scoreboard showed 6-1 in the final set, Alex Eala had completed one of the most impressive comeback victories of her career after 2 hours and 26 minutes of high-level tennis. The final score 4-6, 6-4, 6-1 only tells part of the story. What truly mattered was how she won. This wasn't about hitting harder or taking unnecessary risks. It was about mental strength. After losing control of the second set, she refused to panic. She treated one bad game as exactly that, just one game, and immediately reset her focus. That ability separates good players from future champions. Her opponent entered Washington carrying an impressive resume. As an Olympic gold medalist and former member of the world's top 5, she had already experienced the biggest stages in tennis. Although she has been working her way back after injury, she openly admitted before the tournament that rebuilding confidence during real matches remained the toughest part of her comeback. Physical recovery, she explained, can be measured in the gym. Mental recovery can only be tested under pressure. That pressure arrived against one of the fastest-rising stars in women's tennis. Alex Eala entered the tournament with growing confidence after a breakthrough summer that completely changed how the tennis world viewed her. Only weeks earlier, she had reached the 4th round at Wimbledon, becoming the first Filipino player, male or female, to accomplish that historic milestone. Her performances during the grass court season lifted her to a career-high ranking inside the world's top 30 and placed her among the sport's brightest young talents. Those achievements created enormous expectations. Many wondered whether Wimbledon had been a magical run that would eventually fade, or whether it marked the beginning of something much bigger. Washington became the first opportunity to answer that question. Facing an Olympic champion so soon after Wimbledon was the perfect test. Instead of shrinking under the spotlight, Eala delivered another performance that suggested her rise is becoming more than just an exciting story. It is beginning to look like the foundation of a player capable of competing with the very best week after week. Every breakthrough in professional tennis eventually reaches a point where potential must become consistency. Fans may celebrate one unforgettable upset, but the greatest players build careers by repeating those performances against elite competition. This victory felt like another important step in that direction. As the celebrations began, it became increasingly clear that Alex Eala was no longer playing simply to surprise the tennis world. She was beginning to convince everyone, including herself, that she truly belongs among its biggest names. After the match, Alex Eala was asked what changed after that difficult stretch in the second set. Her answer revealed far more than the final score ever could. She explained that the belief had always been inside her. The biggest difference now was experience. Every tournament, every tough opponent, and every painful defeat had helped her develop the mindset needed to compete at the highest level. She also admitted that as her tennis continues to improve, she now has more weapons to support that confidence. Those words reflected maturity far beyond her years. That mindset has quietly become one of the strongest parts of her game. Plenty of young players possess powerful forehands or incredible speed, but very few can recover mentally after momentum swings against them. Eala showed exactly that quality in Washington. She never allowed one disappointing game to define the rest of the match. Instead, she responded immediately, turning pressure into opportunity. Her recent results make this victory even more meaningful. Only a few weeks before arriving in Washington, she produced the greatest Grand Slam run ever by a Filipino player at Wimbledon. She defeated world-class opponents along the way and pushed herself into the fourth round of the tournament, earning international attention and reaching a career-high ranking inside the world's top 30. That breakthrough changed everything. It meant higher seedings, tougher expectations, and far greater attention from fans and analysts around the world. Instead of entering tournaments as an underdog hoping for an upset, Alex Eala is now becoming one of the players others must prepare for. Consistency has become her biggest strength. Throughout the 2026 season, she has collected victories over players ranked below the top 100 while also proving she can challenge some of the biggest names on tour. That balance is exactly what coaches look for when evaluating future stars. One spectacular victory can capture headlines, but repeated success across an entire season is what builds lasting careers. Former top coaches and respected tennis analysts have also praised the progress in her game. Rather than focusing only on powerful shot-making, they have highlighted her movement, decision-making under pressure, and ability to construct points with patience. Those qualities often separate players who briefly rise in the rankings from those who remain among the elite for years. The Washington victory sent another clear message. Alex Eala is no longer simply collecting memorable wins, she is building a reputation. For Filipino tennis fans, this achievement carried enormous significance. News of her comeback victory quickly spread across major media outlets in the Philippines, with supporters celebrating another historic milestone in her remarkable season. Social media exploded with messages praising not only her talent, but also the resilience she displayed after losing the opening set. Many fans pointed to one moment in particular, the instant she broke serve immediately after being broken herself. That sequence perfectly captured the confidence she has developed over the past year. Instead of letting pressure overwhelm her, she answered it with fearless tennis. Yet the journey is far from over. The North American hardcourt swing is only beginning, and every victory from this point forward carries extra importance. Strong performances in Washington, Canada, Cincinnati, and eventually, the US Open could improve her ranking even further and place her in a more favorable position at future Grand Slam events. Those opportunities are earned through victories exactly like this one. Waiting in the next round is another major challenge against defending Washington champion Leylah Fernandez. Their previous meeting did not go Eala's way, making this upcoming match another chance to measure just how much her game has evolved. Rather than fearing those moments, she appears ready to embrace them. The difference between rising stars and established contenders is often revealed in how they respond after breakthrough performances. Some players struggle to maintain the same level. Others continue building confidence with every tournament. Alex Eala now has the chance to prove she belongs in the second category. Her performance against an Olympic champion has already shown that she possesses the talent to compete with the very best. The next challenge is doing it consistently throughout the biggest tournaments on the calendar. As the hardcourt season continues, expectations will naturally grow. More cameras will follow her matches. More analysts will discuss her chances. More opponents will recognize that defeating Alex Eala is no longer an easy assignment. But if this match demonstrated anything, it is that pressure no longer intimidates her. She has learned to trust her preparation, remain patient during difficult moments, and believe that one bad game never decides an entire match. Those qualities cannot be measured by rankings alone, yet they often define the players who eventually become champions. The road ahead will undoubtedly present tougher tests, difficult losses, and even greater challenges. That is the reality of professional tennis. Every champion faces moments when confidence is questioned and momentum disappears. What separates the very best is the ability to respond. Alex Eala delivered that response in Washington. She walked onto the court facing one of the sport's most accomplished competitors and walked off with another career-defining victory. More importantly, she left with growing belief that her place among the world's elite is no longer based on potential, it is being earned through performances. The season is still unfolding, and even bigger stages are waiting. If this comeback is any indication, Alex Eala is not simply chasing history anymore. She is beginning to create it, one unforgettable match at a time.